Hey, what's going on, guys? Rich Boy J here, back again with another live stream. Today we are going to be working on some good old Starkiller base. Got some familiar faces in the chat. What's up, Stormy Bricks, Bricks by Bricks, Brian Riff, Brick Kid, Master Builder 42, Chucky Sports, DS, Undead Merc. He says, "Who's looking forward to uncovering more Star Wars conspiracies?" Yes, this channel has become a full-fledged Star Wars conspiracy buster. We're gonna get down to the bottom of some of the biggest mysteries in the galaxy we all know and love. But how's everyone doing this evening? Got that boy Dan6151, J Sim, Chucky Sports, Dark Jar Jar. I'd rather not get into that. It says, when she says we're in the room together. Oh, God. Why did I repeat that? Love you so much, bro. Second best channel on YouTube. Tell me who's the first one, and I'll tell you why I'm better. I appreciate that, though. I still love your joke about Maul and his life alert, Jay. Yeah. You'd be like, "Master, I've fallen, and I can't get up." Just had a bowl of Fruit Loops. Oomph. Oomph. Fruit Loops are wonderful. Cut the chatter, Red 5. Brick says Brick wins his first, Boyo is second. Fair enough. I can't hate on my boy Matt. But yeah, so today, first thing I'm going to do is actually change the design of this flag. Not too much. Basically just prevent it from being able to spin, because that's obviously annoying. Kind of makes it problematic trying to set these things up. So came up with a more straightforward solution to it. So that is what I will do. What's up, BFab? Gotta let me know when those figs arrive. Yeah, so actually I should probably check the I haven't been to my post office in a little while, but I'll definitely hop on that very soon. Sooner rather than later. Give me a shout out. What's up, Aaron Elk 223 225 340. There you go. Broyo, how long's this stream gonna be? That's a great question. I honestly don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna go with the flow type of guy. We'll see. I'll see how I feel. I'm really glad to hear that, the Undead Merc. You guys' comments make my day. Hey, DMKJ is cool, so I don't mind showing up for a Star Wars stream. Thanks, man. You guys are going to make me blush. Stay away from Captain Howdy. Who's Captain Howdy? Yo, Jay, Wild episode 9 there. What if Luke comes back and it turns out Last Jedi Luke was just bigger Luke the whole time? Oh, boy. If they incorporate bigger Luke into Star Wars canon ever, at all, in any way possible, that is the day I will not be a fan anymore. Remember the old clone-based builds? Looking back, they were not very good. Very overrated era in Star Wars. Yes. Hello? What's up? Yeah, that's me. What's up? I can't right now. I'm streaming. Yes. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. No, I wouldn't. So, in all honesty, I wouldn't say that was an overrated time. I mean, it is what it is. People are there's always going to be waves in the community, and we can look back on it and say, oh, maybe it wasn't as cool as it is now or good as it is now. But I mean, hey, we liked what we liked. I wish I did get to experience at least some of that. That wave totally just passed me by. How do I organize my Legos? Depends on what part it is, but generally by the type of part. Have I seen... I don't even know what that is. What is that? Jay, what do you feel about the new Harry Potter sets? I To be completely honest, and I'm not even trying to be mean. I feel nothing about them. Uh, I don't know. Harry Potter's not really on my radar. Like I said, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. They're just kind of irrelevant to me. What's up, brother? What's up, Sith Geek? Yes, Brickhead, I'm always up for a dono challenge. Have I seen the trailer for the new Pixar movie with Tom Holland and Chris Pratt? Looks really good. I have not. What is that? What's your biggest tip for new Lego YouTubers starting out? Consistency. Huh? Yeah, go ahead. But the Clone Wars clones are very over. Oh my god! Don't even get me started on this, guys. Harry Potter is not Jay's life confirmed. I mean, yeah, like, I don't think that was a surprise. I mean, it's okay. Like, I think it's understandable. I don't know. Like, people like what they like. I mean, my channel is very clearly a Star Wars channel. I don't think I've ever spoken once in a video about Harry Potter. So I don't think it should come as a shocker that it's just not really my thing. Are you going to Brickworld Chicago? Yes, I'm so hyped. I will be there next week. Hey, shout out to Dan6151. He says, if I magically teleport into the Star Wars universe, first thing I would do is buy spice and try it. Hey, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad, okay? Don't do drugs, children. If you do drugs, you are bad, okay? Would you be mad if a 501st Battle Vet came out with Ahsoka helmets? I've talked about that. It would be funny. I wouldn't be mad. I'd get a chuckle out of it. Donut challenge. What subscriber milestone did I just surpass? I'm gonna say 200 subs. I mean, I have no idea. Jay, what day are you getting to Chicago? So I know the day interview. Also talk about the bad prequels. I'll be there on Friday morning. Friday morning is when me, Garrett, and Matt actually all get in. So we will be arriving to the convention 4 deep. The boy MNR is gonna pull up in the MNR cab. BFAB says, I thought drugs were good. BFAB. Shh. Alright, I have an image to keep up here. Could you agree that explaining the technicality of Lego to someone that knows nothing about about Lego is difficult? I mean, yeah, like I have my big MOCs, and those are going to be impressive just because they're big. So when people come here and see them, they're like, oh, like, cool, you have the big MOCs here, whatever. On the other side, like, when it comes to, like, small things that are technical, like, for example, I have, like, Jarrett ties here and Inthert's X-Wing, and I think those are both beautiful models. They're obviously very technically difficult to design. The average person just really isn't going to care. You know, it's not going to stick out to them. To them, it's just a Lego spaceship. Doesn't mean a lot. So, no, I totally agree with that sentiment. And also, shout out to, I guess, Brick Kitty says, not even close, it was 50, LOL, but thank you. You gotta give me one that will, like, I don't know, actually test my Star Wars knowledge. Undead Merc says, we can all agree the prequels had a lot of problems, but which one is the best? I guess episode 3 by default is the best. Also, what MOC would we bring to Brick Fair, Virginia? I'll probably just bring the Corvus. Did you ever find the sticker paper I told you about? I actually haven't even looked into it. I need to do that, because I'll probably do that soon, actually, considering I finally finalized the design of the flag. So yeah, I'll actually hop on that sooner rather than later. Hold on one second, guys. Someone's at my door. It's his eye, C3PO. Everybody's trying to hit my line. Do I want the 501st Battle Pack? Of course! I made the song, guys. I didn't make the song just for fun. I lived that life. And yeah, Brian Riff, that's the thing, right? Like, Attack of the Clones is the one film that even the prequel lovers will typically agree isn't good. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Episode 3 is honestly that much better than 2. I don't like the prequels for really all the same reasons. Yo, this boyo lifestyle is a very busy one. I'm doing good, Chucky Schwartz. By the way, the overmolds might not be white and black. They could be titanium and black or another color combo. That's interesting. Okay, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll incorporate it somehow. I'll make it work. I really appreciate that, man. It really does mean a lot. Prequels do have the high ground. I mean, technically every Star Wars movie has some sort of high ground, right? Dono Challenge. What was Luke Skywalker's name originally going to be? Luke Starkiller. Was his name going to be Luke? I'll go with Luke Starkiller. I don't know. His first name may have been different. I don't know. Episode 3 has some promise. I enjoy watching it. But if redoing them all meant no more Revenge of the Sith in its current form, it's a win-win. Yeah. Anakin Starkiller. Oh, okay. That's right. I thought, yeah. I goofed. I thought it might be Anakin. What's up, Brick? Is that the actual Brick vibe? Phantom Menace is pretty bad. Acting makes me want to like a Star Wars video game death myself. This shirt was a gift. I'm honestly not sure where it's from. All right, give me another one, man. Give me another one. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, Granny. That's a SpongeBob reference. Are there fake? I mean, there's fake everyone's. You have to be very careful in this community. Like sometimes I'll just casually go onto some random stream, and there'll be like a fake me in there, and I'm just like, what the heck? What's up, Zanny? How you been, man? There's a fake Chrome bot. Uh-oh. What's up, Porg Productions? Do you have another job aside from YouTube? Yes. I work at a Lego store. Hey, because you, Matt, and Garrett all come in on Friday, I asked if I could interview all of you guys. You said yes, so it's perfect timing to get it done. Yes, we will do it. What was Return of the Jedi originally going to be called? Revenge of the Jedi. But then George Lucas realized he could save 20 cents on marketing material by shortening the word revenge to return. That's not true. It's a funny thought, though. Imagine Anakin Skywalker after turning to the light side becoming a Force Ghost, meeting all the younglings he killed. Talk about awkward. I'm building a Clone Wars clone base MOC with a mountain, and is there a big difference between light gray and light bluish gray? I think couldn't find enough light gray slopes. I typically would try to stray away from mixing the two. There's enough of a difference to where it doesn't look good if you just kind of randomly mix them, especially with rock work. I would stay away from that. Bricks by Bricks says, so Jay, if you work at a Lego store, do you know of a lot of upcoming sets way before we do. No, most of the stuff I find out is from online. Same sources you guys find them. What technical blooper made the cut of A New Hope? P.S. It can be heard in the scene where Luke and Leia reunite on Yavin 4 after a successful attack run on the Death Star. It's a blooper, but it can be heard. Reunite on Yavin 4. Honestly, don't know. I can't think of any. I can't think of it. Jeez, I'm getting exposed tonight. I like how Lego made in-game sets, but they weren't anything. Yeah, the in-game sets are, I'd say, pretty holistically bad. Zandy says he's setting up for Switch and Super Smash, so unfortunately you'll not be able to get the Harry Potter sets immediately. Bro, you gotta prioritize Lego over everything. I'm just kidding, you can do whatever the heck you want. Have you ever watched Star Trek? I have not. The Undead Merc says, couldn't Obi-Wan have told Luke Leia was his sister, you know, before they made out? Yes, but Leia wasn't Luke's sister before they made out, if that makes sense. Luke yells Care instead of Leia, but it was so subtle they left it. I had no idea. That is hilarious. That is actually really funny. Zandy says they didn't advertise the sets as being from Endgame. I mean, it says Endgame on the box. Brick Vibe says, have you ever watched Star Trek? I don't know. There's only so much room in my heart for things. Star Trek is not one of them. Star Wars consumes a lot of that. Obi-Wan didn't know they were going to make out. That is true. Before he left to go confront Vader, Obi-Wan could have been like, hey, look, listen. I know you've probably never met a girl that wasn't your aunt before, so you guys find the princess. It's probably best you not make out with her. And Luke would have been like, why? And he would have just been like, just trust me. And it would have been like, okay. Everyone talks about how cringy the Rose and Finn kiss is, but I contend that the Luke and Leia incest kiss is much more cringy. And Brick says he's currently doing face masks with his sister. Cool. Some good bonding time. Young Yeet says, how's everyone doing? We're doing good. Bricks by Bricks, glad to hear that. Mainly getting it so I can later get Pokemon Shield, because my friends all have one. Yo, but are your friends going to have those Harry Potter sets, though? Yeah, Finn looked pretty repulsed, as he should have. He should have been like, listen, Toots, I'm spoken for. You see that Jedi flying around in that Millennium Falcon? Yeah, she's going to be mine one day. So I'd appreciate it if you didn't put your lips on mine. Got it? Good. And then he would just pull out a blaster like Han Solo style and just light her up like, and then she would be like, oh, and she would look down and there would be a hole through her chest and then she would just die there. That's me rewriting Last Jedi, guys. Jason says he's disassembling a Wookiee gunship that someone gave to him. Who's the most BA character in all of Star Wars? I don't know. I had to think about that. Honestly, I feel like Han Solo's kind of presented that way. Yeah, I mean, I have the LED files. If you'd like them, I can send them to you. Just send me a message on Insta. Boba Fett, no. Boba Fett might be, like, in terms of what actually happens to him on screen, he might be one of the lamest characters. He looks cool, don't get me wrong, but he got killed by a blind man on accident. And Boba went totally out like a chump. In the original A New Hope, who shot first, Han or Greedo? In the original A New Hope, only Han shot. There was no first or second. There was only one. Then it still is. We just, I mean, he mentioned kind of at the beginning he wasn't going to be as involved as he's been with maybe some other MOCs, but it's still a collab. He works more now, so our schedules don't line up as much as they did before. Yo, shout out to my boy Thorn. So who in the chat's going to be at Brickworld next week? How do you think they'll kill Phasma again in episode 9? Phasma will not be in episode 9. Geet Sleece is the only Star Wars channel I watch. He makes creative videos explaining different clone commanders and other stuff like that. He doesn't make excuses for bad writing in movies. That sounds like my kind of Star Wars YouTuber. I really do want to start a Star Wars channel. I'll do it. I will do it. What's up, Bobby Craig? Jeez, William. Boba and Phasma are the best useless characters. Yeah, I agree. Who else is a good useless character? Hello, Greedo's. Yeah, I love Hello, Greedo. Hello, Greedo is a boyo. Young Geet says, I looked at your past video on fixing Yoda lightsaber, but investing decent money in Mr. Burns disappoints so hard. I mean, I don't know. Lego Simpsons was cool. I like that figure. Jar Jar is key to all of this. Just get the Series 6 alien fig. I mean, or you can just get the blade itself. That'd probably be cheaper than getting either of the figs. Master Builder. Okay, yeah. I got you. Whenever I get off stream, I can send you the goods. Yo, so who here is hype for Resistance Season 2? Fluffy Duck says he can't wait. I can't wait either. Resistance was so good towards the end, and I'm just so excited to see how it might tie into episode 9. Can't wait to see the janitor back in action. I guess it's gonna be back this summer or this fall. That's when I guess it'd be back. Jay messaged you on Insta about the quarter round crates, but you left me unopened. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Send me another message. I'll actually get back to you. Trust me, I don't make it. I mean, unless someone sends me something that's just like objectionable, I don't try to ignore anyone on Insta. And absolutely, Zandy, like by far. What did you win? Calculated corrupt. Tam says, I've only seen the episode about Starkiller base with all the messed up planets. Bro, you should totally look into it. And holy crap, shout out to Chris Blake Productions. The $20 donation out of nowhere. Holy, I think I just got an email for it too. Holy crap. Chris Blank Productions is a boyo. Heck yes. Dude, I'm guessing you're in the chat. There he goes. Appreciate it, man. Oh, dude, that means a lot. Y'all know useless bounty hunters in episode 5. Holy crap, Brian. What is happening right now? Alright. I love Hello Greedo. That Hello Greedo is an outspoken advocate against the BS and Star Wars fandom TBH. He's a great guy. His content is hella insightful, just like you in these streams with your analysis and civil tone. I am so glad you feel that way, and I feel inclined to agree with you. Like, I love Hello Greedo for that exact same reason. Yeah, like you don't have to love everything about Star Wars, but you also don't have to hate everything about Star Wars. There's a healthy balance. Shout out to that boy Brian Riff. Oh man, I need to update the dono list so we can figure out who's actually going to be in the lounge de boyo. Please, Matt, at first order flags to my mock when you send me. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't send them to you if I didn't want you to use them. For future reference, there is never a scenario where I will design something that I show to the public willingly that I don't want people to use. Like, by all means, use my stuff. I'd appreciate it if you didn't take credit for it. That's kind of where I'd get a little bit annoyed. But, yeah, no, you're more than welcome. Man, we got ourselves a little dono stream, little money stream. We're going to Red Lobster tonight. That'd be the day I'm all like promoting donations. Like, yeah, guys, donate. You can help me, help my channel, help me pay for mocks, and I get caught driving around in like a brand new red Lamborghini, and it's like, what's up, Tay Tay Films? May I use the boyo chain, bro? Pull up to a convention. I will absolutely let you put on the chain. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I text Matt and tell him to bring the chain. Because I haven't seen that thing in almost a year now. Do you think 500 Miles should be the national anthem of Scotland? I have no idea what you mean by that. Anyways, we want a 501st Battle Pack. We sure do. Are you going to do a boyo group in the mock? If so, what does it take to be part of it? Yes, absolutely. So if you look in the description, you'll see exactly the levels of donations and how to get in the mock. But in a nutshell, $15 is sufficient to get into the mock in some capacity. And $50 is the level to get into the boyo lounge. You can buy Snickers with your new money. That is true. I'm trying to think, someone would like donate it through Super Chat and was like, oh, you can buy this thing right now. And I had to explain to them like why it didn't exactly work that way. Watch the 501st Battle Pack have Anakin, Obi-Wan, and a 501st Trooper with the orange marking and a random officer. Yo, that would be the biggest troll of of the year, like straight up. That would be the saddest battle pack ever. That would be pretty sad. It probably would be the saddest ever. I still think the assassin the assassin droid battle pack takes that record, but that would definitely be something. Yo, maybe we'll get a 501st battle pack, but instead it'll be 4 501st troopers, but they'll all be battle damaged with like black markings on them, like how they did with the stormtroopers in that first Battlefront battle pack. Yo, let's talk about that. Here, that's a good topic of discussion. Let's talk about disappointing battle packs. What's the most disappointing battle pack you guys think Lego could come up with? Maybe that'd be a good video. Top 10 troll battle packs. Don't go hate on my assassin droid. I'm sorry, Sandy. I didn't know you felt so strongly about assassin droids. What other battle pack, other than 501st, do you like LA to make? Yo, I'm totally down with having a shock trooper battle pack for shock clone troopers. Domino says, hey Jay, sorry I couldn't donate $5 this week. Had to buy a new birth certificate because of water damage. That is totally fine. I'm glad you got your birth certificate. Was there like a flood or something? Are you okay? The Death Watch one. The 4 501st officers. Do you know any good tree designs that could use my indoor MOC? Oh, there's so many. How big do you want your trees to be? Bounty Hunter the Bounty Hunter battle pack is fine. There's some good aliens in there. I like the Bounty Hunter battle pack. Oddly enough, the Death Trooper one, in my opinion, kind of wish it was 3 Stormtroopers, 1 Death Trooper, make it a little bit more special. Yeah, it did kind of flood the Death Trooper market, but I think that battle pack would have been perfect if it had 2 standard Stormtroopers, a Death Trooper, and a Scarif Trooper. I think that would have been the most ideal distribution of troops in that battle pack. Young Yeet says, Assassin Droids and the Droideka V clones. The Droidekas and MNR made me hate it. Wait, what? Why did MNR make you hate it? A couple of pipes burst, which was annoying. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. When I was young, I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. A pipe burst in the bathroom in our house. Not this house. It was another house. This was a long time ago. And it like flooded my bedroom. So I think for like 6 months I had to sleep on the couch. And they like took the carpet out of my room. And it was just concrete in there for the longest time until we could get it replaced. Long story short, it was a very annoying set of circumstances. And I did not have a room for a while. Are you hyped for episode 9, or do you think it's going to be another bad Star Wars movie? No, I think after Disney took over, I was pretty confident in us not getting bad Star Wars movies. And in my opinion, that has been the case so far. So I don't think episode 7 will be bad. The thing that will really just ruin it wouldn't ruin it. It probably would ruin it, actually. If Palpatine actually shows up and is doing things, that to me is a no-no. That would make me feel like it's a bad movie. Gungan Warrior Battle Pack. Yo, y'all say that, but a Gungan Battle Pack would actually be pretty cool in my opinion. I will never mind getting a greater variety of aliens as minifigs, you know? Because, I mean, Gungans are kind of goofy or whatever, but it's still nice to get aliens. Don't you know? Don't you know? Exactly, Sandy. Disney has not made a bad Star Wars movie yet. How many of y'all are dealing with rain/storms right now? It's kind of how it's been around here. Seems like most of the U.S. is dealing with that at the moment. Jedi Battle Pack. Jedi Battle Pack's not bad either. I mean, people don't like him because, you can't army build with them, but I mean, you're getting cheap Jedi figs. I'm not gonna complain about that. Lego could have easily put both of those figures in like $100 or $120 set, but they didn't. So I'm not gonna. I won't be mad. To be honest, Jay, if Palpatine came back and they played him as more a mythical spirit of evil than a moral guy, I'd be down. I mean, that's probably what they're gonna do, and I just don't want to see that. I've seen enough of Palpatine. Better than clones possessing Anakin Solo element. It's Void says, I asked you to change my opinion on episode 8 and why it's a good movie, and you did a pretty good job. I'm glad to hear that. Spread the good word of episode 8. All hail Ryan Johnson. AJ, I've been set for 170 subs for like a year. If you uploaded tons of videos on awesome custom builds you spent a lot of time on, what can I do better? I'll probably have to look at your channel to tell you exactly what, but sometimes you gotta find, I guess, creative ways to get some exposure, you know? Like, a big thing that I did and still do is, if I have a build that I think is good, like, I'll post it on Reddit and then link from Reddit to my YouTube. And some of my biggest, like, videos came from that. Like, the reason my Vardos video blew up so much was because I promoted on Reddit and got a lot of people from there to come check it out. And I got just a big wave of subscribers as well. So, yeah. Got Brick Wiz in the house, too. What's going on, dude? What's poppin', B? What's boppin', P? Bro, I'm so glad I'll actually get to see you next week. What's up, Owen Summerfield? But yeah, I mean, Instagram also, you just gotta just be creative in different ways you can get exposure for your channel. Sometimes you can hit a little bit of a lull on YouTube and you gotta look for some alternative methods. And I will not have you question my methods. Josh Pierce says, I have a little Tatooine landscape build for my Bounty Hunter figs. What would be a good one for Krennic and his Death Troopers? I think Lamu is probably the most iconic one, right? Like them walking through the grass. And yes, Matt, please bring the Boyo chain. He says, what's the progress for today? So I modified the design of these flags to make them to where they don't like swivel around. It's static now, so I can just place it and it's good to go. Other than that, I've been working. Oh God. I've been working on. You can't really see it, but basically the outline of the MOC right here. Then it's going to start building up this platform. Cantina Astronaut Bloke Battle Pack. Yo, UCS Cantina though. Like, gimme. Please. Please. I need it. I need him. Ah! He's too dangerous to be kept alive. Lamu is like never done in mock form. That'll be a pretty good one, I think. Yeah. Do Lamu. I try and change your mind on why I think episode 8 is bad. I mean, if you want, that's how you want to spend your time. UCS Cantina would have like 40 figs. That's cool with me. I mean, it wouldn't, but it could, which is cool. It's a good thing. Yeah, everyone, please like the stream. Go ahead and do your boy a solid one. Oh my God, Brian Rip, what is happening? Exposed. Jay is gonna use Dota money to buy Galaxy's Edge lightsabers. Yo, if y'all catch me with some new lightsabers, y'all already know what's up. Your boy is about to go down to Galaxy's Edge and cash out on some lightsabers. Appreciate that, man. You have no idea. You literally have no idea. Shady Lemon says, I personally hate The Last Jedi, but still respect that people enjoyed it. I don't like people objectively saying that Star Wars movie is great or bad because it comes down to opinions. So that's the thing, right? There is something to be said for us respecting others' opinions, but I still think film is subjective but debatable. Like, we can have reasons for why we do and don't like things, and whether or not things are good for Star Wars. So, I mean, I don't like the notion that, oh, we shouldn't talk about what's good or bad because I can like it and you can dislike it. You know, like, we can, certain things are, I think there is a certain objectivity to good and bad. Like, there's a pretty big consensus that the original trilogy is good and the best trilogy. That's not an accident. That's not a mistake. Like, certain things that those movies did, I'd say, are objectively good and really set the foundation for what Star Wars ought to be and how stories ought to be told in Star Wars. So, I mean, I get your point. Like, we should always remain respectful of each other because that's just what a good community does. But I still think we can still have some debates. Ed's Void says, well, to start the casino scene was actually pointless. If you take it out of the movie, nothing would change. Yeah, everything would change, actually, because if they didn't pick up DJ, then they probably wouldn't have gotten outed to the First Order, and they wouldn't have found them on crate. I don't know. It's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big part of the movie. Also, I don't like the idea that you can just by saying if you take this out of the movie, the plot doesn't change, makes it pointless. Like, Luke going into the cave on Dagobah probably wouldn't change the plot of the movie, right? If he just didn't go in there, that doesn't change much, but it's still an important character development moment. Like, we learn things about Luke, we kind of learn about the nature of the dark side. Brick Kid says, pretty nervous right now. I have orientation for my first job in the AM. Wow, good luck, man. I mean, even like, Cloud City, for all intents and purposes, is not very important to the plot of Star Wars. Like, the Millennium Falcon crew is really just going there to get their ship fixed. It's not super critical to the plot, but the things that happen to the characters there, the development there is kind of what makes it significant. And I think that's fine. Acknowledge my idea named Stud Shooter Battle Pack. I mean, isn't every battle pack Stud Shooter Battle Pack? Or am I missing something? It's Void says, stop making good points, LMAO. Stop asking completely logical questions. Anyone who has seen the Plinkett reviews will appreciate that. Picking up the 2 Kashyyyk sets. Well, there's 3 that came out. Which 2 are you specifically getting? I'm guessing you mean the droid gunship and AT-AP. But I know what happened to Lewis Kiwi on Insta. He was literally just here earlier, I'm pretty sure. He's Lewis MX on YouTube. He was literally just here. He might still be here, I don't know. What's your favorite A-Wing pilot? I mean, I feel like Tally is really the only A-Wing pilot that speaks, is like memorable. I forget what's the name of the pilot that flies into the Star Destroyer, the Super Star Destroyer. Favorite wave of minifigures? That's hard to say. Lewis Kiwi deleted his Instagram thing. Oh, really? I did not know that. 504 Brick says, Jaheem, what are your thoughts on the crowd that happened to Matt? Feel bad for him? Yeah, I feel bad too, and it happened to me as well. I haven't really talked about it because I'm still trying to process exactly what happened, but like, I'm right there with them. He and I have literally been going through the exact same thing. So I'm actually gonna drop a video on Friday as well, kind of giving my point of view. It's a lot to take in. I don't know, but I'll try to crystallize my thoughts on all of it this Friday. And obviously it affected him to a much greater extent, but it's still, my account's my PayPal's pretty screwed up at the moment. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it then. It's not something I'd really like to dwell on right now. Who got the best speeder bike MOC minifig scale? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I've seen some good ones out there. I don't know though. The hyperdrive scene makes a huge plot hole in the entire franchise. Ooh, I love talking about this one. Please state your point. State your point. And I will respond to it. It says, my favorite vehicle is the ATRT or the Bark Speeders. They're so appealing to me. Bark Speeders are pretty sweet. And yeah, it was the same guy, 504. Brian Riff says, episode 8 is unironically my favorite so far. No sarcasm or shade, just love. Oh, I love episode 8. Episode 8's my third favorite Star Wars film. I'm going 4, 5, 8. I love 8. Jay, would you rather have an old Republic film trilogy set during the Revan period or during the Bane period? I say Revan. I don't care about Darth Bane that much, to be honest. Why do you hate Brick Bros EK? What's up, Imperial Bricks Productions? You said, I made it. Chris Blank says, have you ever actually explained in canon how hyperspace actually works? Or is everyone just getting upset about something none of us understand? I mean, it really doesn't matter, in my opinion. Like, I don't get concerned about physics in Star Wars because they never made sense. They never will. If you're concerned about physics in Star Wars, I got some bad news for you. It's going good, man. What's going on with you? Do you have LED files for your custom Special Force TIE Fighter? So that's not mine. That's actually Jarek's design. And you can buy the instructions for that on brickvault.toys. That's how you get that. My brother is watching his own YouTube videos. Weird. No, I mean, I watch my own. They use coaxium or whatever in Solo. I mean, yeah, that's like their super fuel, but that doesn't really kind of talk about the logistics of hyperspace travel. Which, I mean, some of those things, I don't know, I'd probably rather not have that explained. Certain things don't really need to be scientific in Star Wars. Like midichlorians. How's the mock, Jay? It's going pretty well. I'm liking it. Yo, Jay, an Old Republic kind of gripe. It's dumb that Yoda, the oldest guy we know in Star Wars, has never seen a Sith before the Phantom Menace because 1,000 years. I mean, I wouldn't say it's dumb. I mean, Yoda's old, but I don't know. I like the idea that kind of the sequels have presented to us that there are dark side users that aren't necessarily Sith, like Snoke and Kylo, for example. So I could see them maybe, encountering dark side users of the Force. Maybe they weren't necessarily Sith, to make that time period a little bit more interesting than just nothing happening at all, The real question is, does Jay watch his own streams on playback? Depends on what happens. If it's a good stream, I'll check it out. And no, Kylo's not a Sith. I wish it had been like 200 to 300 so he could have seen the end of the Sith and the Star Wars timeline wasn't stretched so long. I mean, so technically, if you want to get specific, like, it's 1,000 generations, right? For over 1,000 generations of Jedi were Guardians of Peace and Justice in the Galaxy, which from the, I don't know, like, from what Obi-Wan tells us in Episode 4, I didn't really get the impression that the Sith didn't exist during that time. Now they make that the case in the prequels, but I mean the Jedi, if they were the Guardians of Peace and Justice, I would guess that they were doing stuff, right? Like it wasn't just perfect during that time period. Palpatine was the last Sith Lord, and when he died on the Death Star 2, it officially ended the Sith Order. I mean, listen to George Lucas. He killed himself. He brought balance to the Force by killing himself and the Emperor. Even though when he died, he was apparently a Jedi again. So he didn't really kill the whatever. In that case, it kind of sounds like biblical hyperbole. It's like how 40 days and nights means it rained. Yeah, I agree. N-Bomb says he should be buying the Falcon instructions soon. Sounds good, man. Let me know. I got you. I got you, my guy. The rule of two is what kept the Sith going, but also doomed them. I gotta talk about that last stream. I don't love the idea of the rule of two. Rise of Skywalker already irritates me. Vader's ultimate redemption was for nothing. That is exactly how I feel. Jay, what are the things behind you? These are Ziploc bags. This is a bottle of water. These are parts. Brick separators. This is Lance the Porg. You guys remember him? Only the original boyos remember Lance the Porg. I was gonna say I'd sit him somewhere. Yeah, those are more parts. He brought balance to the Force because Palpatine never died, so one Sith to Luke's one okay. I mean, you have a fair point there. How can I disagree with that? No one's ever gone General Kenobi. I gotta disagree with you there, Brian. I have no desire to see him come back. Yeah, he came back multiple times in the EU, so there's, I guess, precedent for it, but I don't think that makes it good. Well, I mean, Palpatine, yeah, I just read that. Would you have liked it if Rey joined the dark side? No. We can keep our protagonists. I'm fine with her being good. Maybe if Kylo were a little bit more nuanced, maybe I'd be more receptive to like a switch. But after Kylo Ren killed Han Solo, like, he has to be bad. There's no going back. So I just watched the crate vid with Lance the Pork a couple days ago. There we go. Shout out to my boy Lance. What's your favorite droid, including different types of battle droids? I mean, I love the BB units. Says we don't need Star Wars to turn into superhero shows where everyone comes back to life. Exactly. Planning on buying the UCS Falcon closer to when Rise of Skywalker comes out. Gonna build it as I marathon the films. That sounds like a good time. I mean, Vader killed Obi-Wan. Well, Vader didn't kill Obi-Wan. That's a pretty big misconception. Vader definitely did not kill Obi-Wan. What, bro? Imagine Rey in a black robe with a red lightsaber. I mean, we see plenty of people in Rey having a black robe and a red lightsaber doesn't make her more interesting to me. I'm not saying it's good, but I definitely will enjoy it regardless. Enjoyed TLJ for clever themes. We'll probably love The Rise of Skywalker for just being dumb fun. But it's so much more than just dumb fun. The sequels are so much more than just dumb fun. Like, Rogue One is dumb fun, I would say. Solo to an extent is dumb fun. Episode 7 and 8, they aren't that. They're so much deeper than that, you know? Are you going to be at the Rebel Leg table at Brick World? I think I'm disappointed with Empire Leg. If you could have a house for you and 3 other YouTubers, who would you choose? All right, me, Matt. I'm assuming Garrett would just kind of be there with me. I don't want to add him into this list. Me, Matt, Chris Productions, and David Hall. Star Wars Mock Builders, unite. He says no, Rogue One is not dumb fun. How dare you? I mean, but it kind of is, though. I mean, it's not bad. Like, I like that movie, but Rogue One is, when I say dumb fun, I just mean, like, as opposed to kind of being deep and, like, having character development, it's more so based on the spectacle and, like, the battle sequences. Like, that's kind of the appeal of Rogue One. Like, it was promoted from the beginning as being, like, a war movie. So the spectacle of Star Wars battles and war is kind of the point of it. Soul's a good movie, not gonna lie. I really like the scene where he joins the Empire and you see the ATST drop. Oh, I hate the scene where he joins the Empire. That's probably the cringiest scene in all of Star Wars for me. Do I have a passion for any other Lego sets? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the modulars. You guys don't really ever get to see this because I'm always doing Star Wars, but like, it is absolutely a dream of mine to do a Lego city someday. Especially now that I know how to do lights, like having fully illuminated Lego city, tall buildings, full interior, dynamic streets, all that good stuff, trains, monorails, subway system, nice airport. I'm all in on that. I have no people. I'm nobody. I'll call you Solo. That's so goofy. It's so goofy. What would you consider a Gungan Patrol set? The Gungan Patrol set of Battle Pack? You mean like the original one? No. It only comes with like 2 Gungans, right? It comes with 2 Gungans. Unless it's not. Maybe it's not the original that you're talking about. Bro, you hate me, gonna leave the stream. I didn't say I hate you. What did I say? I said something that sounded like that. I'm sorry. Definitely didn't mean it. Completely understand. I almost bought a train and hospital that are currently out to Star City. Man, I want to do a Lego City so bad. B-Brick says, what I don't agree with is how Luke tried to kill a kid after a vague vision, whereas he spent an entire movie trying to turn Vader good because it was his father. Yeah, I mean, and that's... So I like to kind of rationalize it this way. By the time Luke kind of accepts the fact that Vader is his father, a lot of the damage had already been done, right? Like, Vader had already done a lot of pretty bad things. With Kylo, Luke basically was put in a position where it's like, I can either let this play out because I'm really not sure about it, or and risk him becoming a second Vader. In that case, it's on me, like it's my fault. This is something I created, or I can stop it before it happens. And I think like that's an interesting thing for him to be put through. And he admits he had a moment, like he admits it's a character fault, like that what he did was not a good thing, but it was a moment of weakness. Like, Luke's not perfect; he doesn't have to be perfect, but I like the philosophical question, you know, like there's a difference between saying like, oh, I can go kill Hitler after he's done what he's done because he deserves to die, or I can kill baby Hitler before he's done what he's going to do, and I'll stop bad things from happening, but I would have basically killed an innocent person because at that point he hadn't done anything. It's kind of that philosophical question. And I mean, there's arguments that go either way for that, but I like Luke kind of having to confront that and seeing maybe what he would do with that. Top 3 favorite themes that are not Star Wars. That's hard because, I mean, it's probably going to be creator, expert, city, and just regular creator. City, I mean, yeah. Like, I like some idea sets, but most of them I don't really care for. Or you could have just accepted Hitler to art school. Will you include any the Clone Wars, the complete saga Easter eggs? Oh yes, oh yes. I'm gonna have. I mean, if I can pull it off, I've mentioned this a few times, but if I can pull it off the way I'd like to, I'll have the most incredible Lego Star Wars Easter egg ever. Did you get that from the Cold Like Hoth video? I heard you've been looking for love in Alderaan places. Jabbers episode 9 MOC, you should build a Lego city. I'd like to, but I don't see that happening that soon. I'm gonna need an ample amount of space, time, all that stuff. What's your plan for transportation for the MOC? I'm only gonna have to transport half of it, which is kind of what you see now, this 3-table setup. It's a Brick Fiesta. And it's completely modular, so it can stack if I need it to. The stage will be a little bit more difficult, but I kind of have an idea. Says, but Vader was way more far gone than Kylo. He could have done the same thing with Kylo. He could have tried to de-escalate it. It's not even explain how Snoke met Kylo when he was with Luke, though. I mean, that was my point, though. Like, Vader was already far gone, so Luke wasn't risking nearly as much by trying to turn Vader as he would have by kind of letting the Kylo situation play out. It's a bigger risk, right? Because, I mean, Vader's already very old by the time Luke comes across him. And, I mean, that's a much different situation than Luke being responsible for Kylo becoming another Vader. Like, Luke wasn't really responsible for Vader. He kind of took it up upon himself to be the hero, but he wasn't the cause of it. It wasn't an issue. It wasn't a problem that he created. Oh my God, Brian Riff, what are you doing, bro? Okay, he says, Luke in The Last Jedi is a lot like King Arthur. The hero falls from grace as a sad old man, but then comes back and nobly sacrifices himself in battle. He's semi-tragic, but ultimately hopeful character like his dad, and I love that. And yeah, I generally agree. And, geez, I need to turn on the fan in here. But the nice thing about it is a sacrifice for a Jedi is a lot different than a sacrifice for a typical hero. Because with a typical hero, a sacrifice is they do something and that's it. But for a Jedi, becoming one with the Force is them basically becoming their most powerful form. So there's no telling what Luke might do in this next movie. Now, I don't think he's going to be super involved, but by having him a Force Ghost in 9, like, that opens up so many more possibilities. And I think it's cool that we'll get to see that. Jeez, Brian, you're such a beast. Oh my God. Well, you're officially in the Boyo Lounge. I mean, you were already in the Boyo Lounge after the first two, but you're converging on the giveaway, the set giveaway territory. It's not really a giveaway, the commemorative set. I knew Luke was gonna die in one of these movies, but because he sends an app. Well, what? Retype that for me, bro. Retype that for me, bro. Retype that for me, bro. Alright, see you, young yeet. Master Builder says, I wish I had nice hair like you. I'm sure your hair is nice. It's nice. All right, see you, Master Builder 42. Take care, man. Gatorade is not as good as Powerade. Do you agree? I don't know. I'm fine with either one. That's such a random super chat. But thank you, man. Colonel U. Lauren says the Warriors trilogy was the best part of the Clone Wars. I would honestly say it was the worst part of the Clone Wars for me. One of the things, episode 8, that annoyed me was when Luke's cybernetic hand also became one with the Force, just a personal nitpick. Yeah, I mean, and Ryan actually talked about that, and he's like, basically, he just decided he didn't want to have the hand just kind of clunk on the ground. Would have messed up the moment. So, I don't know, I'm fine with it. It's whatever. What's up, Arsenal 207? He dies because he sends an apparition that can't be physically harmed. I mean, it's that could have been his decision. Like, maybe what he did wasn't the cause of his death, but that was his last action before he became one with the Force the way Obi-Wan did. Like, Obi-Wan didn't really die for a reason. Like, he just became one with the Force. And, I don't know, I don't think it's any more lame that Luke kind of died that same way, especially after what he did. I mean, we don't know, that could just be how that power works, too. We don't know. I mean, it's something we can talk about. Someone donates 50k YouTube. Let's split it 90-10, alright? Alright. What Luke gets to do is Omega cool, and I vastly prefer that to death to being stabbed. I agree. I agree. It was a meaningful, cool, unexpected death. I'm totally fine with it. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to my man Luke. Do you think we'll see an episode set during Order 66 with Rex, Ahsoka, and the Clone Wars? Oh, I think we have to. I think we absolutely have to. Split the winnings there. 50-50. Yes, that was supposed to be Watto. Can I donate my arm? Sure. Go for it. Do you like to play Apex Legends? I've never played that game. I'm not much of a gamer, to be quite honest. If you donate your arm, you'll be losing some midichlorians. That is very true. That's a lot of midichlorians to just lose, guys. Next stream, only speak like Watto. My throat would just be destroyed by the end of that. I would donate my Ferrari, maybe. I would happily take your Ferrari, N-Bomb. I need, bro, if I pulled up to a Lego convention in a Ferrari, though. Ever played The Force Unleashed? I played a demo of it back when it first came out, but I didn't play, like, through the story extensively. Your Ferrari is $100? Is it a Lego Ferrari? Everyone donate some body parts. Oh God, no! You make it sound like we're doing something illegal here. Do you have the Force Unleashed set? Yeah, I have the Rogue Shadow. I was super excited to get that set. Says Jay, read my previous chat. Just retype it. Nah, Jay, pull up to a 1-to-1, see how ATM 6. Yo. Don't tempt me, bro. All right, see ya, Arsenal. Thanks for coming through, man. You can use my McLaren P1 for the weekend for free. Wow. Jay, you can have my right pinky. I don't want your body parts, guys. I don't want that to become a thing. I'm not Rocket Raccoon. What do I think about post-Disney Star Wars? We'll see about Episode 9. We'll see about Episode 9. I generally like it, but that is very contingent on what happens in Episode 9. Jay, do you have a P.O. box? Kind of. For special circumstances, I do. But no, not for body parts. You can have half my heart so you know you're loved. Wow. Y'all are just the nicest guys. Do you agree that Rebels suck? No. You mean the show or just like Rebels in general? My computer is like freezing up right now. Hold on, guys. Okay, here we go. Come on. Alright, what doesn't make sense is Luke tells Rey he went to the to die. In the last movie, he creates a map to point to his location in case the galaxy ever needed him again. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, Luke didn't make the map. Luke used the map to get there. He didn't make it. He didn't make the map as like, hey, come find me here. The map just happened. He used the map to get there. Where is it explicitly stated that he made the map specifically to be fine? Like, he may have made it to get there, but he didn't make it for the purposes of leaving it behind so people can come find him. What is the sound in the background? It sounds like, yeah, they're watching TV downstairs. That's what that is. Thoughts on the International Space Station winning ideas? I don't care. I'm not going to buy it. It says not specifically. It's implied. I mean, where? Like, tell, like, what? From what we gather, from what we hear, like, from Lorsan Tekka, or, I mean, I don't think it's implied at all that Luke made the map and purposefully left it behind. The map was just to the temple. So he probably, like, used that to get there. But he didn't purposefully make a map to leave behind so someone could come find him. Says, where does it specifically say he had the map to get there? Well, they said that he... Well, it's... Han Solo tells us that he went looking for the first Jedi temple. Jay can have my right... Guys, I don't want your body parts. You're making this sound like some sort of black market chat. What comedies do you like watching? Great question. I love the movie The Hangover. That's one of my favorite comedies. I don't know. I love Revenge of the Sith. That's a pretty good comedy. Well, I mean, they said he went looking for one of the first Jedi temples. I don't know if I2 specifically was the first one, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. That's besides the point. Oh my god, if someone mails me anything that resembles a body part, I swear. Jay, my nails are long. You can use it as a brick separator. Oh my god. Why is this happening right now? What did I do to deserve this? Do you watch the CW DC superhero shows like Arrow and Flash? I feel like I've watched Flash a few times and it was fine, but I'm not really a superhero fan, so it's not something I'd kind of go out of my way to get into. I'm super excited about The Handmaid's Tale coming back. I'm gonna watch first episode tonight. Like Luke could have crashed both the X-Wing into the island, and boom, both he and the temple are gone. Luke's gonna pull a Holdo. Jay doesn't want to harvest your organs. He wants you to sell them, then donate that bread. Exactly. I have no use for your organs. I need something more real. Organs are no good out here. Jay's your favorite type of CIS droid? Droidica. They're the most threatening ones. Thoughts on Lego Minions? It's whatever. It'll make for some funny Easter eggs, I guess. I mean, obviously he's got to be wanting to die so Rey can change his mind. I accept that's not a problem. My boy could have just jumped into the sea. I mean, he wanted to eventually die. I don't think suicide was what he had in mind, though. Just wanted to live out the rest of his life. I don't think Luke could have committed suicide if he wanted to. Jay doesn't want the money, he wants the midi-chlorians. Rebel Friend is more powerful than Mary Sue Ray. Oh my god. That comment gave me cancer. Nah, dude, I'd say the Droidica is the most threatening droid. We've only seen Jedi run really fast once, and why are they doing it? To get away from a Droidica. What happens if you donate more than 800? If you donate more than 800, I'll do a backflip. You have a separate room for building MOCs. I mean, this MOC specifically is set up in here, but I built literally everything else in that room over there. Fair, purely speculative nitpicking on my end. And another, I love how Luke chose to show up with a blue lightsaber. What rad symbolism, my dude. That's that Skywalker lightsaber. What's going on, Ty, the Lego guy? This is Buenos Dias. I mean, is it morning where you are? You're in Canada, it shouldn't be morning. Also, I feel a super tactical droid or commando droid are the most threatening, or maybe the droid gunship. Is it canon that the droid gunship is an actual droid? I'll send you the LED files once I'm off stream. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Says, yeah, the droid gunship is in fact a droid itself, or at least it says automated, so that's what I'm assuming. Interesting. Jay, give me some death sticks. I ain't got no death sticks, man. I'm sorry. Brownriff says, I just like that rather than picking the green saber as symbol of his mixed emotional state, he uses the blue one in his greatest moment of clarity and dies finally having found peace. That's a good point. I never considered it that way. I like it. And yeah, dude, Brick Vault's Yavin is incredible. That thing is just, wow. I love it. More Clone Wars battle packs. Hopefully this year. Lego better do the right thing. The only cool kids smoke death sticks. Don't take death sticks from strangers, guys. It's not gonna have a good time. Vulture droids and droid gunships are the most threatening droids. I mean, okay. I wouldn't say vulture droids are very threatening. The one crawling with vulture droids. I want to stop by Lego if they don't release any Clone Wars battle packs. I mean, technically there's a Clone Wars battle pack on shelves right now, right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Jay Raptors game. Bro, I'm not watching the NBA right now. Brian Riff says, Luke's whole story about struggling with despair and cynicism, I love that The Last Jedi is like his last test and he passed with flying colors because he actually gets back up. Yeah, it's all about it's about the old hero returning to true form. Kenobi! Kenobi! I think it's great we have a little stream community and it actually somewhat knows the people in it. Yeah, I mean, streaming is totally fun. And I like that seems more and more people are doing it. I mean, Buzz droids almost killed a Jedi, didn't they? I mean, there are plenty of things that almost / actually did kill a Jedi. Clones killed Jedi. At football today, we got pads in our helmets. We're going to start hitting and tackling tomorrow. Hacking side. That's awesome, man. What grade are you in? I was listening to the 501st Battle Pack song the other day. It was a good time. By the way, Jad decided to add the blue flowers we see in Fallujah to the MOC. I have a design for it I'll be using now. Nice. You certainly have quite the collection of figs for the MOC. Where are my 2x2s at, though? What's up, William Joseph Burns? Lauren says the clones only killed them due to surprise. I mean, they killed them because the plot said to kill them. What do you think about when you think about it? Movies 4 through 6 are just Luke having daddy issues. I mean, they're not, but whatever. I mean, 4 is not about him having daddy issues because he didn't know who his dad was. Like, it's whatever. Didn't really affect him in 5 either until the end. And then by the time we get for 6, it's all about him redeeming his dad. It's not really daddy issues. Is there going to be a boil lounge in this MOC? Yes, absolutely. What if Robert Downey Jr. was in a Star Wars movie? Robert Downey Jr. could be like a clone commando. Jay, when you end the stream, have cereal with water, you'll be amazed. Will I really? Will I really, though? Jay, have you watched that Word of Wolf Last Jedi video? No, I have not. Colonel Yularen says, I was so disappointed with the Thrawn minifig. Can't even call it a Grand Admiral Thrawn minifig. I get why they did it, but still. I mean, that wasn't really Lego's fault. I like the Thrawn figure. I mean, the head and hairpiece were pretty great, in my opinion. The torso's, while not accurate, is still very nice. I know I definitely don't have the most 501st troops in the chat. I literally have one. I mean, I'm with you, Lauren. It would be nice to get an accurate Thrawn, but I don't know. I think the figure in general is pretty nice. I try not to let that get me too bent out of shape. Jay, do you think the new Clone Wars minifig should have normal faces or the animation accurate faces? Definitely normal faces. There's no going back to awful, horrendous Clone Wars faces. Yo, Jay, what the real pilot Rise of Skywalker is Thrawn coming back from space-time wormhole to lead the First Order? I've heard people like actually mention that as like something they'd like to see. 501st says, what does the commemorative MOC build mean for the 120 tier? Yes. So basically what's going to happen is for people who reach that level of donations, I'm going to actually create like a commemorative set of this MOC. So it'll be something maybe like 8x16 studs. It's not going to be huge, but it'll be decently sized. And it'll be something in relation to the build. I'm still not exactly sure what it is. I'd kind of like for maybe us to kind of collectively come up with that as a group. Or just have it be something organic that develops on the live streams. But anyways, people who reach that level, I'm actually gonna design that set and I want to ship it to them, as so they can actually get something physical and tangible in return for having donated so much. So that's what that is. Matt965 Lego says the current clone battle pack does not deserve to be called a battle pack. I mean, it is a battle pack. I love that battle pack. I think it's awesome. It's not ideal that we get the 2 Jedi, but I mean, it's still cool to get Jedi for cheap. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. Yolan's returned to episode 9 since he's not really gone either. No one's ever really gone. With 3 regular clones and a scaled ATRT and new Catherine, would I buy it for $50? Absolutely not. I was pretty underwhelmed by Rebels Thrawn. I didn't read his books, the initial ones, but people seem to have pretty high hopes for him, so I kind of was expecting something interesting, but he just ended up being, I don't know, if you're going to have kind of like the cerebral villain that, for whatever reason, like purposefully lets the good guys get away multiple times, then there needs to be a payoff. And the problem is there was never a payoff. N-Bomb says, what if someone sent a super chat of $119.99 then one of 1 cent? I mean, it's cumulative. I'm not asking for, you don't have to donate it all in one fell swoop. If you're just asking generally how I feel about that, I'd be very happy. So if you want to do it, go for it. They screwed Thrawn up in Rebels. Yeah, I didn't really like Thrawn at all. And I mean, I didn't hate him, but he was just I just wanted a payoff, which is really my general gripe with Rebels. There was such a little payoff for everything, like. But I mean, that's Dave Filoni for you. And yeah, I mean, his personality was fine. I'm just saying, if you're gonna have a character like that, there has to be a payoff. Otherwise, he just looks incompetent. Like, his character in general was fine, but you need the payoff. Where was the payoff? What was the payoff? I mean, they kind of got it on that arc on what's the planet with the Bendu? Wherever that base was. And when Thrawn kind of does, when he pulls up with the Star Destroyers and just totally barrages the planet, like, that was good. It seemed like a good payoff. And then the Bendu happened, which I didn't really love either. And I totally agree, B-Bricks. 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 Yo, what's up, Forever Lego Studios? Who is your least favorite character in Star Wars? That is easy. Episode 2, Obi-Wan. By far. Who's your favorite Inquisitor in terms of design? It's hard to go against the Grand Inquisitor, but Seven Sister I liked a lot. Yeah, dude, I can't believe it either. I just gotta know, bro. Is Hoth gonna be ready? Is Hoth going to be ready, bro? Yo, question Jay, how do you plan to do sig figs for the MOCs? I missed the 7 previous MOCs. Also, yeah, Clone Wars Obi-Wan is a jerk. Yeah. I usually just request people to send me their head and hair. If you're in the Boyo Lounge, you're probably going to be allowed to have a full figure. Just depends on what I end up doing for it. But head and hair piece is pretty standard. Jay, do you think Lego should make a battle pack with just first order gunners and officers? Absolutely not. We got those guys so much. There's so many of them. Of course, everything in Legends is much cooler and sometimes better. I totally disagree with that. There are some good ideas in Legends, but there are also just some horrendous ideas in Legends. Jay, I can tell you right now, Hoth is finished and ready to go. Oh my god, holy crap. So after you film the finale, when are you actually going to drive down to Chicago? B-Brick says his favorite battle pack of all time is the 2007 Clone Troopers battle pack. Really? Really? I mean, I don't know. That's probably low on my list for battle packs. Emperor Palpatine battle pack, so he'll never be gone, even if you lose some. I mean, no one's ever really gone. I mean, I lost my Cloud City Boba Fett figure, but no one's ever really gone. Rey battle pack to replicate the scene in Episode 8. That would be hilarious. I want to see an original trilogy movie that that's actually Star Wars and has actual warfare. I mean, was Rogue One not good enough for you? I mean, people will try to make the argument like that, oh, it's called Star Wars, we need to see more actual war. But, I mean, it's just the name. Like, clearly from what we saw in the original trilogy, the point of it all was not just the battles and the war. Like, it's clearly much deeper than that. Like, those are all cool things, but they're a byproduct of the deep stuff. You need to stay off Tatooine if you can't take the heat. Well, at least Revenge of the Sith had some. I mean, what specifically what do you determine warfare to be? Says, if we donate and get to the Boyle Lounge and send our sig fig, will you send it back at the end? I do not request people to send me their sig figs. If you get into the Boyle Lounge, I will get the figure. I won't ask you to send it to me. Jay, do you think Lego should update the droid designs to have more articulation? I can understand maybe why they wouldn't want articulation, just because of how thin the arms and legs are. They wouldn't want to risk them becoming more fragile, but I would like to see more molds of it being in different positions. I think that's a pretty good compromise if they're not able to have them be articulated. I want to see more Stormtrooper Corps or Imperial Army in battles like at parts of Rogue One and Solo. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Lasers, explosions, ships, boom, boom. We barely get any of that in Episode 3. I mean, we get some of that, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of pointless in Episode 3. Like, for Episode 3, it's more just done as just for us to have something happening in the background. Whereas, at least in Rogue One, like, there's a point of that action happening. Like, there's stakes and there's a goal in mind. At the beginning of Episode 3, when there's all the ships just kind of mindlessly shooting at each other, there's no clear objective for either side. There's no stakes. There's no point. Do you think we'll get an LAAT and or ATTE next year? I certainly hope so. We need a separate video on Lance the Porg. Do it. It's your destiny. It's my density. Lance will make a comeback, and he'll be more powerful than ever. He'll even learn to stop people from dying. I don't get why people say Rogue One was pointless. Even if it was, I'm fine if it means I get to see more of the Empire. I mean, I didn't say it was pointless. Like, it clearly has a point. I'm just saying it's not as deep as, like, the trilogy movies. I mean, for what Rogue One was, it's fine. Seeing, like, high definition Imperial stuff and Rebels stuff was very cool. Says maybe do more episodes like Rogue One. I mean, they can do more spin-offs like Rogue One maybe, but the Star Wars movies aren't meant to be like Rogue One. And that's just, I mean, maybe there's a version of Rogue One out there that is more focused on the characters, but for the purpose of the story, it probably ought not to be. Jay, do you like Brick Show or Brick Queen? I mean, they're both so inactive now. I don't have much of an opinion on them. B Brick says the droid equal rights thing in Solo was so dumb. The droids are literally designed for work. Next, Kathleen Kennedy's going to make the clones female. I mean, did Kathleen Kennedy create L3? Was that her idea? Do we know that for a fact? I mean, it wasn't dumb. Like, it was just a new take on a droid. Like, I don't know. I also don't get the connection between that and clones being female, but whatever. Was I sad when Mike left Brick Vault? A little bit. I actually got to meet him at Legoland last year. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool guy. Yeah, shout out to the U-Wing. U-Wing is definitely, it's up there for like my favorite ship designs of all time in Star Wars. Do I watch Beyond the Brick? I watch some of their stuff. Like, I keep up with their MOC, their Yavin series. DS says it would be good to see a viewpoint from the Empire bringing law and order to the galaxy. I mean, I feel like we've just seen so much of that. Like, we've seen the Empire be the Empire. I'm totally fine with just moving past the Empire, to be quite honest. I don't need to see a story from the Empire's perspective. Like, they're just bad guys. That's it. It's really not that deep. I mean, there's stories that make it deep, which is fine, which is whatever, but at the end of the day, like, we know who the good guys and who the bad guys are. Have I ever met anyone famous? Yeah, I've met some famous people. I met M&R Productions. I met David Hall. I just want my loyal Imperial Singer player story. See that, and that's different, right? That's different from a film. I can imagine your disappointment when playing through the first 30% of Battlefront 2 and realizing, oh, so much for the Imperial stuff. Hey, shout out to SW Brick 75 for the donation. He says, looking forward to the new Lego Star Wars PS4 game. We're supposed to find out about that at E3, right? I'm very intrigued by it. The U-Wing has something for everyone because it works for a strike team or fighter or transport into battle. Yeah, no, the U-Wing is incredible. I love the U-Wing. B-Bricks, I think he was more responding to your, I guess, I don't really understand it, to be quite honest, but your comment that apparently Kathleen Kennedy is, you're like, she's going to make clones female. All this said, I got to go do dishes. All right, see you, man. I was hoping for a UCS U-Wing. That'd be a huge build. It'd be cool. Be a huge build, though. I really love N13 U-Wing build. It's minifig scale, but detailed. Can fit 2 pilots, as it should. Do you believe the CIS leader should have lived? I felt bad for Newt Gunray, TBH. No, I mean, they were loose ends. They had to get killed. They literally, like, they knew about Palpatine and what he was doing. Maybe not all of what he was doing, but they were loose ends. I didn't feel bad for him. He's like, when he's like pleading to Anakin and just gets slaughtered. It's kind of hard not to feel a little bad for him. If you could design a Star Wars ship, what would be any faction? I'd have to think really deeply into that. Maybe I'd like to do like some sort of first order gunship. Like complaining that droids shouldn't have rights or that it's dumb to explore that rubs me the wrong way. Sounds like culture war nonsense. I absolutely agree. Did they even know about Palpatine? I thought they just went through Dooku. No, I mean, they clearly talked to Palpatine. They eventually started working with Dooku, but like before Dooku was a thing, like they were working directly with Palpatine. It's still not really clear why. He just kind of tells them what to do and they just do it for no real reason. But they were still working with him. In episode 1 at the beginning, they talked to him through their weird screen thing. I'm sorry to hear that, Citrus. Forced female leads don't work out. There needs to be more depth in character other than I'm a girl. Hollywood still believes we live in the 50s. A female lead isn't something to brag. Whoa, that's a mouthful. I mean, I wouldn't describe Rey as a forced female lead, whatever that means. I mean, I don't know. If Lego made a set of your choice, what would it be? So shout out to Ty for the donation. Let's see. What am I feeling right now? That's a good question. I don't know. UCS First Order Star Destroyer is definitely what I'd love. Like C-3PO clearly has a defined personality and emotions. Closest thing to a solo robot can have. Legit people say droids can't be people. Yep. Rey isn't forced, although it's a good pun. I love when people spell Rey R-A-Y. Where's Garrett? I miss him sharing his wise words. I don't know where Garrett is right now, to be honest. He'll be at Brickworld. You'll see him there. The Gonk droid torture was the greatest. You seem to be stuck in your building progress. Not really. I got this done today. I'm happy with what I got done. I was just trying to spend the end of the stream talking with the people. It's because we do live in the 50s, especially with that comment. No one would ever say that about a male character. Yeah, I'm still not really sure what point you're trying to make. You're saying she's a forced female character, but how? Like, substantiate that. Do you feel Captain Marvel is a forced female? Are you asking me that, or are you asking him that? Me. No. I mean, she's not some character that they just made up. Like, she was in comics before. I don't know, like, what is a forced female lead? Please explain that to me. What argument are you trying to make there? Captain Marvel and Rose are forced, but Rey isn't. What is that? Please explain to me with that. This is all still very lost on me. SW Break says, we do need updated C-3PO and R2 minifigs like bad. R2 could have so many updates. For 1, rotating head. 2, back printing. 3, the third leg. And I specifically left the 3 for the third leg because it was poetic. He says, OMG buy SJWs. Ugh. Yo, so I'm like seriously considering getting the Forces female shirt for Brick World, specifically because of people like that and how easily triggered they can be. Bro, I'm packing up the First Order figs that I'm lending either tonight or tomorrow. How would you like me to pack them? I mean, you just throw them in a bag for all I care. It's all good, man. The fact that you're doing it is cool with me. I dislike the character of Roche, who basically assaulted Finn by kissing him without consent. Okay, I mean, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. She also nearly doomed... How did she nearly doom the Resistance? I like this shirt too. It's a cool shirt. My guess is someone who is shown without realistic flaws. I don't understand. Is that what a forced female lead is? Someone shown without realistic flaws? What if I made a surprise visit to Brookworld? Bro, don't do that. Don't get my hopes up in my Hawkeye voice. By saving Finn, she nearly doomed the Resistance. I don't agree. If Finn blew up that weapon, they would have still made their way into it. Jay, it is tokenism. That is where a person or character spends something just to appease some audiences, such as black people in a predominantly white movie. I mean, okay. Well, yes, Leia did assault Luke. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. If you want to be upset at them for that, then hey, that is your prerogative. S75, I know I joined late, but did you discuss Brickwoods' issue? Somewhat. Long story short, the exact same thing happened to me, so both of us are having to deal with that. Force Female Rose character who's in your face because she's female. Whoa. I guess I missed the scene in episode 7 or 8 where Rey looks at the camera and it's like, oh, I can do this because I'm a girl. I think you guys are looking into this way too deeply, to be quite honest. Maybe Rey's a girl because we've never had a girl protagonist before and they wanted to try something different. I don't know. Maybe. You haven't given me, I mean, it's whatever. It really is. They didn't need a reason to make her a girl. She just is. If we're discussing the math, there's a 50% chance that Rey was going to be a girl or a boy. So the fact that she's a girl, it's whatever. It's really not that deep. And representation in films is fine. Better example is the new Batwoman show people. The theme song is literally I'm a Woman. I mean, are you like upset about that though? Says, and let's face it, most Star Wars fans are guys, so who we want to see more, Luke or Rey? I mean, the point is, the point is it shouldn't matter, to be quite honest. I don't think Rey being a woman makes her any less relatable. She doesn't have woman-specific issues and problems in the film that make us not able to relate to her. Brian Riff says, if just having female characters in the movie is a political statement, then we need more female characters. Apparently, yeah. We need to normalize it to where when people see it, they're not like, oh, they're making a statement. Listen, the point is SJWs ruin media. But how, like, what is, how, please explain to me who hurt you so much. I'm probably going to head off pretty soon. Says, I want them to be a real person, have real emotions, not be OP with no remedy to their power. I mean, but she has emotions. Like, I don't understand what point you're trying to make. Like, I mean, all things considered, every protagonist we've had in Star Wars up to this point has been very OP. Rey didn't seem too OP whenever Kylo froze her in midair and carried her off while she was unconscious. People who look at Star Wars for this are looking in the wrong place. Okay. Rebels had no right to attack the Empire and are just terrorists. Oh my god. What is happening in this chat? Anakin's whole thing is he was born OP. Yeah, pretty much. It's because of the midichlorians. It's because of his midichlorian count. Palpatine's pretty OP too. Imagine if Palpatine was a girl, guys. That would just be unacceptable. He needs to have, like, real, like, emotions and not be OP. Could you imagine if Palpatine was a woman? Oh my god. She has never used a lightsaber, then beats Kylo Ren. Makes sense. Well, Luke had never flown in an X-Wing before, and he blows up the Death Star. Makes sense, right? Luke had never been in a dogfight in space. Literally, every other pilot besides him gets blown up, even though they've been in the rebellion for who knows how long. But yet, for some reason, he survives because he's the protagonist. It's all good. Anakin, the prequel trilogy, doesn't have flaws. People are just mean to him for 20 years and he turns evil. I mean, yeah. His flaw was he wanted to stop people from dying. That was his flaw. His flaw was he couldn't stop people from dying. Rebel. What's up, Kevin Riddell? Seriously, could you guys imagine if Palpatine was a woman? But Luke didn't beat Darth Vader in the first battle. Okay. Darth Vader is more powerful than Kylo Ren. Luke also didn't train with a lightsaber. Luke, you can't conflict the two things. Here's the issue I have with saying Luke not beating Vader is analogous to Rey beating Kylo. For one, Rey had considerably more experience with combat than Luke did. We see pretty much from the get-go on Tatooine, Luke doesn't really know how to defend himself. The Tusken Raider runs him and at point blank knocks him out. He was pretty much defenseless. Rey, on the other hand, we see carries around a staff. She's on Jakku, like, presumably has to fight for her life because of her circumstances. Luke didn't grow up in those circumstances. So, yeah. Saw Gerrera is the most powerful person in the Star Wars series. Saw Gerrera. How much would you estimate your Lego collection worth? I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, it's not realistic for Luke to blow up the Death Star. It's not realistic for Anakin as a 9-year-old to blow up a freaking droid ship. The point is, they're the protagonists, and they're powerful because they're the protagonists. Rey being a woman is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Bro, I'll be picking up some parts for one of the gunships at Chicago. Wait, what do you mean? What gunship are you building? Colonel Lawrence, stop spreading your imperial propaganda in my chat. I will not have you question my methods. Galoma Numataka. Mitasa Chopasa. Guys, I'm gonna have a Huttese stream where I exclusively speak Huttese. I'm gonna have to figure out more lines than like the 5 Anakins that's in episode 1 though. It makes perfect sense for a 9-year-old Anakin to blow up the ship. He is a pilot prodigy, and he's literally Star Wars Jesus. He was conceived by the Force. Okay. Then why can't Rey also just be powerful in the Force? I mean, Yoda's powerful in the Force. Obi-Wan freaking mopped the floor with Anakin at probably the peak of his power, of his physical power at least. What's your explanation? The point is, people in Star Wars can be powerful just because. They don't need a reason. Anakin being Force Jesus is not a good thing. It's lazy writing. Also, him being a pilot prodigy is a bit of an overstatement. The kid could fly stuff. Whoop-de-doo. It doesn't explain why in his first dogfight in space, he can go and blow up the ship. We see Luke use the Force to blow up the Death Star. We don't see Luke trained to fly an X-Wing, but it is implied he did that because there's a time gap in A New... There's not a time gap in A New Hope. A New Hope probably takes place over the course of a couple of days. Also, Anakin is the chosen one. Okay, that's not like... That's not a... Like, that's so irrelevant. Like, that's not a reason for the character to be powerful. Jay, what's your day job? I work at the Lego store. Plot twist, Jay was an extra in Rise of Skywalker, knows how it ends, so he's just messing with us. I couldn't do that. I couldn't live knowing those facts and not talk about them. This has become a Star Wars hate stream. This has become a women in Star Wars hate stream, apparently. I don't know. I'm actually probably gonna head out, but we'll crystallize this discussion. At the end of the day, our Star Wars protagonists are allowed to be powerful just because. The prequels may have tried to explain Anakin's power because of some prophecy that never really mattered, because it never played a part in the actual plot of the film, other than just trying to explain why Anakin might be powerful. And I mean, Luke was pretty powerful too, because he was a Skywalker. Yoda was powerful. Not really sure why. Yoda was the most powerful for no real reason. So why can't Rey also be powerful for no real reason other than because she's the protagonist? That's how these things work. This is nothing new. Jay, what'd you do if any fans came up to you while you were working? I mean, it's happened before. Kind of fun. It's fun to meet fans. He has more midichlorians than anyone, and he still gets beat. Check the midichlorian count. Jay, I never heard your opinions on Galaxy's Edge. I'm super excited to see it. Says the point is we see a character have a challenge to overcome before they are overpowered, but Rey just is. That's not fair. But she's not overpowered. I'd put her on the same level as maybe Luke. Whatever. I don't know. It's not something that keeps me up at night. Do I have any pets? No, absolutely not. But yeah, that's gonna finish it up tonight, guys. I got this done and these flags done, so I'm happy with what I got done. You will see me tomorrow with a video on something. I don't know what, but it'll be something. And why do you want to talk about Batwoman so bad? I honestly find that kind of funny because I don't know who here knows enough about Batwoman. But yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. I'm probably gonna stream. I'm gonna try to stream Friday, maybe. We'll see. John Cena, you're very late. You're very late. But yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for coming through.